Hey guys, it's Bob Ferngren, and I'm back with some thoughts on this upcoming year and what it can mean for you. You know, I saw this in I don't know if it was Princeton or Northeastern. Maybe if you know, you could post that down below. But that is about 20 years ago. I don't know when the study was done exactly. But the results of this study were the following: 80% of people don't even know what they want. Now, can you imagine a life that you don't know what you want and you're wondering why your life isn't working out? 80% of people don't even know what they want. And I've got a great story about this coming up. 16% actually have goals. 4% actually have goals and they're written down. Only 1% have goals that are written down and reviewed regularly. So I'm guessing it really doesn't take a genius to see who's successful, right? I mean, remember people talk about this 1%, 2% of society, 5%, whatever it is. There's some level that's the cream of the crop. And the number one reason they're the cream of the crop is because they know what they want and they keep it in front of them. And, thoughts really do become things. So maybe you know my story, maybe you don't. This is just an example. I really review goals all the time. I would say I'm at a 90% level. And the way that I review my goals is I write them out daily. I have really big goals, and then I have other goals. And, for me personally, when I talk about goals, the first thing I say, God, your will be done. But I know you know my will, but I need to know my will. So I write it down and reinforce it by speaking it out loud, the power of words and all that stuff. So this is, it's over 8 years. Time does fly when you're having fun. I had been a single guy, divorced guy for a number of years, and I had dated around a little bit, but I was kind of feeling like it was time to get serious. And it was about that time that I do like a mid-year review of the goals, what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be updated, what needs to be like, okay, that was a goal that I'm not even sure I really believe. Sometimes I delete them, not the big goals. But one big goal I hadn't really taken on was to have a real relationship, not just date around, but, hey, it was time to get serious and get a real relationship going. And so I write out, this is July of 8 years ago, I write out everything I want in that female, everything I'm looking for. I mean, it was very, very specific to, personality-wise, athletic, funny, likes to have fun. For me personally, a Christian, don't want to be unequally yoked. There's a bunch of stuff, including physical traits. And I wrote those out specifically. When I got to hair color, I said blonde. Now, I love redheads. I love brunettes, black hair. I just love the whole idea of women. They're the most beautiful creatures God created in my mind. But it's my goals, and I wanted a blonde. So a couple months after that, remember I review my goals daily. I'm at an event in Connecticut, at a dinner at an event in Connecticut, and I'm kind of the big deal, in this particular company. So, I let it be known that it would be better for me to sit in the middle of the table so that I can be talking to and accessible to everyone at the table rather than one side or the other. So I asked these two women whom I did not know were together, hey, can you guys just kind of split so I can sit between you? I can promise you at that point it was all innocent. So, and actually the woman to my right is with her husband, so I'm not thinking about the woman to my left until I sit down. And, I'm talking, and I keep glancing over them. Oh, this chick's pretty good looking. very well dressed, very well spoken, very polite. And, so I started engaging with her, kind of quietly, because I think she's pretty cool and interesting. And so I'm just asking general questions. There's more to that story. If you know me, you probably know the whole story. So as I'm talking to her, this just keeps feeling right. Like, it's like you're playing tennis with someone for the first time and they're good, but you guys are both good and you're both getting the ball back. No unforced errors are happening here. I'm getting more flirty. She's getting more responsive. So then, we eventually hit it off. She's now my wife, blah, blah, blah. But if you go back in this story, I told you that, one of my physical attributes that I wanted was blonde hair. Remember, you can have whatever you want. You just got to know what you want. So Carolyn, my wife, has blonde hair. What I found out a few weeks after meeting her, now remember, I'm specific in goals, being specific. Like, don't say I want more money, because here's $1, you just got more money. Be specific. I find out a few weeks later that for the very first time in her life, the day that we met was the very first time she dyed her hair blonde. Now, mind you guys, you might think that's a coincidence. I don't. You might think it's some freaky act or whatever. I don't. I believe that obviously our energy connected, but I believe our energy connected, in my case, she had what I wanted. And so there were no, caution lights or red lights. And that was a check mark, right? She hit all the other check marks, and there was a bunch of them. But you see how weird that is? Some people go, oh, that's just amazing. And then it just goes over their head. I want you to think about your life. I want you, whether it's relationships or business or whatever it may be, really look at your life. You have either given tacit approval to whatever's happening in your life, because you have no idea what you want in those areas. So whatever happens to you, or in some or all areas, you're manifesting really good things. Like really good things. It's because you knew what you wanted. So here comes a new year just ahead of us. There's a lot of people that will write out New Year's resolutions, probably the same ones they've done for a number of years. But then it just goes away because they're not like holding themselves accountable by reviewing those goals daily, keeping them in front of them, visualizing the most important part. What will it be like? What will your life be like when you attain a certain goal or a bunch of goals? Guys, there's a lot of gifts you could get with upcoming Christmas. But one gift you should just accept right now is that you forevermore will not be like the 80% of people who have no idea what they want. You're going to know what you want. You're going to be specific about what you want. And then you're going to review it daily. Do that. Check back in with me a year from now. Tell me how much your life has changed. Hey, God bless you. Have a great day, and let's go.